Sign spinning is and was my first job. That was my first comp, but I went there with the intention to win. So those spinners, they should stop thinking too much about what other people may think of them. One thing about America and the world, they try to focus on the wrong things.
Yeah.
So I try to not put too much. I see it and I laugh and it's funny, but I won't put too much time on it. I'm on the point where I'm trying to get my financial situation and my life to the point where I won't be able to be working when I'm 40. I got 2 kids. Well, I got one son and another one on the way. So it's I don't want to be able to have to go to work and can't be there for my son's school appointment or whatever, or can't be there for because of fucking something stupid as work. And when you think about it, it's really stupid. Because I can't be with my family because of work. I have to work to pay bills. But that's not the way world should. That's not the way we should live. We should make our mind be creative and we work for ourselves.
There was a conversation I was just listening to where they bring up that point that our society right now values labor more than it values procreation. Mm-hmm. So it's more important for you to be at work than it is for you to raise a kid. That shit's crazy.
No, I want to be there with my son. And it fits perfect because I never had a job besides sign spinning and Grubhub or Uber, which I don't see those things as really job because you can go whatever you want and do. You can pretty much work whatever time you want.
I think that's a good place to start. Before sign spinning, what did you do? Did you have is this your first job?
Sign spinning is and was my first job.
Damn. So
the only thing I was doing before sign spinning, my cousin had a AC business and I was just helping him. I was just helping him.
Yeah.
And I only got paid once. Because I only went with him work once, and then I end up, start sign spinning. My brother told me about sign spinning, and then Horatio was the recruit, and took me to the office, and Jeff hired me on the spot.
All right, so this was your first job, and
yes.
I think that's the most impressive thing about this, because that means that it's not like you went into this knowing what you know now. It's not like you were already good at this when you showed up.
I was just looking for a job, dude.
How old are you when you found this job?
2000. Was it 2009? I think I started working in 2010, but I'm not sure if it's 2009 or if it's the same year, 2010. I came in America 2008. No, I'm okay, cool. So I came in America 2009, I think, right after the recession.
Yeah, perfect timing.
I know, right? So 2010. I think 2010. I think I got hired. Yeah, 2010 in May, the spring to the summer in May, or in that time around May, March. I don't remember the exact date or month, but around that time. So yeah, 2010.
Yeah, I don't remember either. That's a long time ago. I think I hired in 2009 as well, but I know it was in January. So that's crazy to hear that. I mean, I remember struggling just to learn some of the basics and get good enough for the corner. What did you find difficult coming up? What was your challenge?
I was shy. My first day on the spot, I got hired. I got hired on the first day. I went on a Wednesday and I got hired that same day. They showed me the basic tricks or whatever. And then I started working that Saturday.
Wow.
That fast. 3 days later.
That's a testament to how fast you went and competed. That's crazy. Because it took me a month before I started.
Well, I needed a job, but they needed someone. So I was I'm going to go work. Well, before I went to the shift, right before I had to go dude hop in the car, I had to go poop. So I was nervous.
Yeah,
you know. So I was there in the corner. I didn't know what to expect. You know, people will see me. I'm gonna be in the corner for like 5-6 hours doing this shit, and I don't know what I'm doing. You know, so it's like it was nerve wracking at first because I never had a job, so it was like I'm gonna be out there in the world with people I never met. I never see. I'm from Jamaica. I'm new to this fucking world.
That's two obstacles.
Exactly.
That's
so
nuts.
I came out of high school.
I didn't see that coming.
And like it's a whole different world. Jamaica is totally different from America. Like 100, 1,000% different from Jamaica. So like, came to America, seeing this shit. That's why when AArrow told me about it at first, I was like, bro, what is side spinning? I can't do all this, man. But like, you know, I realized I could get hired right then and there, and I needed a job because I was in America for a whole year before I can actually get a job. And so AArrow was the job that hired me pretty much on the spot. And so on my first day, I was nervous. I took a lot of breaks too because it was hot. It was the summertime, so it was hot.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I'm new to this, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure pacing yourself wasn't a thing yet, or you haven't figured it out yet. Because I know most of us
like, don't. I knew like 1 or 2 tricks. I was doing that all day.
Yeah. Just spamming them.
Yeah, so after my first day, I guess it was okay, you know what I'm saying? But I guess I ended up starting enjoying it more the more I know about it. The more I knew about the company, because at first it was just a job. But then when I found out more about the company, I think I started taking it more serious. I meet all the other cool guys who would do tricks and stuff like that.
So it was exposure that got you hooked.
Pretty much. Because like I said, like most of us, we only do this because we needed a job.
Yeah.
And then after we saw how big and how great and how interesting and new and different this was, and so like family orientated, like so we so close, and so, you know, like it was like a whole different scene. It's like different than working in a restaurant or in a grocery store. It's like a whole different scene. It's like you're free. You're like you're not even working pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. You get paid to be an artist.
And to dance. And to listen to music.
Did you have any existing skill sets that made the transition to sign spinning easier?
Yes. That's what made me so, I guess you could say, better than everybody else. I used to break dance in high school. Do a lot of back flipping, front flipping, somersaults, and backhand spring, and acrobats and gymnastics, all those stuff. Me and my brother was into those stuff when we was younger. We was very athletic. My brother would play basketball, I would play soccer. We both do track and field. We both do flavor dance, which is, you know, Jamaican dancing, and we both do, you know, a little hip hop dance that was popular. And we was also in church playing the drums. We was very good at the drums. Me and my brother was like the top 2 guys at the drums in the church, and they always like always wanted us to play the drum because we always like show out our skills.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say, you know, like the dancing and just me being around that environment, just I was able to express myself more because of those things I had in my past.
It's a trip to hear you express yourself as an introvert, because it's, number one, it seems counterintuitive, but also number 2, it's also not that shocking because it seems to be a recurring theme for everybody when they first show up. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody learns the tricks real good. Even the people we train, they learn the tricks real good, but you put them on the corner and everything changes. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, when there's eyes on them, it's crazy.
I was just about to say, I don't know why, because eyes on them. Everybody, they thinking, you know, what if someone see them? What if someone who they know see them and they think this job is not as good because they outside spinning a sign in the corner, and it's, to them, is you better off working at McDonald's or 7-Eleven because you're inside in the AC. But for me, nah, it's the other way around. I'd rather spin a sign than go work a regular job.
I can relate to that because I remember working an indoor job, and on my way to my indoor job, I would see how nice the day was. I mean, during the good times, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, why waste a perfectly good day indoors like that? So that was, I get it.
And then being around people that they don't really like, and you have to be around them because, you know, they
oh yeah, you're stuck in a box with them.
Pretty much, you can't. Yeah.
Oh.
So like, yeah, man. But at first, I was really nervous. So it took me a while to get out of that And I think what helped me was me telling myself I need to get better. And I think that's when I met Ray Rivera. I think that was it. I had to spin an event, some H Street Festival event in DC. It was like a big thing, and they wanted me and wanted me and Ray Rivera spin. And dude, when I saw, because he was a champ then.
Yeah.
When I saw him spin, I was like, what the fuck?
Pressure to keep up, huh?
And I was getting really good at the time too, because like after my first few days, I started liking it. You know, I get waved from girls or people say say hi and give me head nods. So I'm like, I guess it's cool, and it makes me become more outgoing too. AArrow, I know this is like more further down in the years, but like AArrow helps me be more outgoing, and like be able to like be around people and not feel shy anymore, pretty much. Because like I said, my first day on the corner, my first few days I was really shy and nervous because I didn't know what to expect because it was a whole new scene.
Yeah, I know what it's like to have eyes on you on the intersection, but for some reason, it feels different when the eyes are your peers. Did you have to overcome that same pressure in the arena? Did it feel different at all, or was it kind of the same?
I guess it was kind of the same. I didn't feel pressure. Like I said, I wasn't outgoing. I was very like I said, introvert. I was just to myself. Like, I'm a kid straight out of Jamaica, and all these people are first world people. I guess at the time it was a third world. Now they say they classify it as a second world country, but like at the time it was a third world country. So like coming to a first world country when everything's like super fast, and in Jamaica it's like damn near backwards. Not say it is, but it's like compared to the speed wise, like first world country to third world country is like it's like a whole difference. So it's like a lot of I wasn't used to this big world, so I'm like imagine me being in the cage, like be in the cage for like years, and then you let like say the elephants. Imagine, because the elephants can't live in the wild no more because they're domestic. So I'm like pretty much living in the cage my whole life. Then put me out in the wild, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know what to do. It's just too much. It's so big,
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with the elephants, the domestic elephants. It's like you can't put them in the wild no more, even though there was wild animals back in the day. You can't put them in the wild no more because they've been trained to be in cage, and you have to feed them. And so now, I pretty much, put I think my thing goes perfect with it.
That makes sense. Coming from culture shock, the shock of the audience being in this industry, I totally get it. The shock of everything accumulated is, the combined shock of all that, I suppose what I'm trying to say is the shock of the competition or the pressure of having your peers viewing you is negligible. Yeah, it just kind of blends into all the other pressures, or not pressures, but
and it's pretty much all in your head too. It's all what you're thinking. Because the reason why most of us didn't like spinning outside because we don't want people to see us, people who we know see us and thinking we're just wasting our life doing something dumb.
Yeah.
I think that was it. I think that's what it is. And we're outdoor in front of everybody, and we are exposed to pretty much the whole world. Not the whole world, but the area you were in. So it's like,
Yeah, I think you're the best example, or at least the best physical manifestation of what I've been saying. If you are the best at anything, the best in the world at anything, who can really criticize your choices up to that point? You know what I mean? It's just crazy to hold a record for 4 championships, to go from being concerned what other people are thinking about your career choice to being the world's best is, yeah.
I know. So like, so when I started, I wasn't going to school. I wasn't doing nothing. So I had time on my hands, so I just like practice. After I made Erasure, after I made Ray Rivera and other cool guys, I started practice. And I was like, ding, what if I incorporate my breakdance move with side spinning? Ding, 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 ding. And that what made me so more creative. I was like, I figure it out. It's like I figure what I need to do to make this more. And I wasn't even thinking about elevating the tricks or the level of sign spinning. I was just thinking like, what else can I do with the sign? Yeah, I can do this, but like these are basic. Can I do anything acrobatic with the sign or anything like that? You know, like can I do something like I never seen before? Like I seen all this guy doing this cool stuff, or I see Justin do a cartwheel. I'm like, can I do something similar or different? Since I know how to break dance. I used to break dance back in high school.
Yeah.
So like I used to sit and think, and then like about my break dance tricks and then my sign spinning tricks and how I can put them together. You know, I make him like flow like effortless.
That's interesting because I recently discovered how similar dance and sign spinning are. Mm-hmm. You can legitimately put them both in the same bucket or container, slap a label on it, call it movement. What's your creative process like? I mean, do you envision the chemistry between the two before you execute, or are some of your tricks happy accidents? Like
most of my tricks are happy accidents. The Jamaica McCrazy was an accident.
How is that an accident? How do you end up upside down accidentally with the sign between your knees?
Because I don't know if you know,
on accident.
Me and Matt Doolin are the only one who cannot do a thunder smash.
Oh.
I was trying to learn how to do a thunder smash.
I can see the accident now.
I was like, how the hell does Teddy Hill and all these guys do the thunder smash and I can't do it? I tried to figure it out and I couldn't do it. And I somehow like I said, I used to break dance, so I have balance on my body. Like
that explains a lot.
You know, so I just, you know, like I tried a different way and I end up like putting the sign in between my leg. But I end up landing without taking the sign out. Like I end up like the sign like I do the Jamaica Me Crazy, but I didn't take it out, so I like, end up finishing on the ground, like almost like the thunder smash, but it wasn't the thunder smash.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid Jamaican thunder smash. At that
pretty
point.
much. And so I couldn't. So yeah, most of them was accidents because I couldn't figure it out the tricks. Some of them I thought about them. Some of them I thought about them like the big tricks, like the helicopter pop off to the flare, to the, or to any breakdance thing is, I thought about it, but like most of my tricks was accident because I was practicing one trick and I end up doing this trick by accident and I'm like, oh my gosh. And pretty much.
Do these discoveries happen off the corner?
Yeah.
I mean, you're practicing in your spare time when this happens, right?
Yeah, at the time, it happens off the corner and sometimes on the corner.
I just think it's fascinating.
But at the time, off the corner. Because like I said, I used to, after my shift, I don't know if anyone used to do this. Because after I found out how great of a company AArrow was, let me even go before that. I ended up I was spinning the corner with Femi in DC, spinning for a waterfront apartment.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, shit, that's Max. And I'm like, who's a Max? It was like, that's the guy. That's the guy who created the side spin. When I first started, I didn't look who was the owner or anything like that. It was Jeff was the guy. Jeff was the guy who hired me, so Jeff was the boss.
Yeah, direct point of contact.
Pretty much, yeah. So we were spinning the shift, and the CEO of the fucking company, like, come up to the corner in a regular shirt, regular pants, and beat up trucks.
Yeah.
Just, hey, you guys are doing a good job. And start spinning the sign. I'm like, who are you? I'm like, I'm Max Dorovic. I'm the CEO of the company. What the fuck? Why are you doing here, dude? Like, ain't supposed to be somewhere on the beach, somewhere chilling or whatever.
Yeah,
doing
CEO shit.
Right, exactly. So he give us like a sprint break and buy us lunch and put money on our Metro card because we used to take the Metro back then, the train. And so he put like $20 on me on Metro. Me on Femi Metro card and buy us lunch. I remember too after the shift it was raining and we three of us was like, let's see who can make it to the train station first. of course, I'm Jamaican. I dust them all.
Track and field history.
Right, yeah. But like, we was running in the rain. I remember that. So after meeting the CEO, I was like, this don't normally happen. You don't really meet the CEO of your company unless you're making them a whole bunch of money. Unless you're partner with them or you're making their company a whole bunch of money and they want to be like, you're doing a really good job. I just want to say that for myself. But like, just having him coming on the corner like that to me was kind of a brain shocker, like, you know?
Yeah.
And then after that, I meet Justin, and then those was when Justin was doing a tour around the states, and he was like training people. He was traveling and training people all around. So what they used to call those things back in the day? Was it train camp or was
boot camps?
Boot camps. There we go.
Yeah.
Justin was the one who showed me the heel flip. I could never learn it. Justin told me because Justin's so very when it comes to like tricks, like he like tell you how to do the tricks, and the tricks is like you just do it, and he just show me the heel flip. And like my first try, I did it. I'm like, God damn! And so when I meet all these cool guys and their energy, I'm like, yo, this is more than just a daggone shitty ass job that I thought it was. I just needed a job to pay my get some money to pay my phone bill or whatever. And then I met all these cool people, and I was like, okay, this is more than they got competitions too. Okay, now I think I should take this more serious. And so. All of that said, the spinning was why it made me start taking side spinning so serious. I started practicing more. I started seeing dope ass side spinning. I'm like, hey, if these guys can do this shit. When I saw Ray Rivera entertain the whole crowd and the crowd was like, yeah! And everybody was looking at me like, what you got? Yeah. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but yeah! I was like, okay, I gotta step my game up. And so I would practice. After my shift, I would go practice. I don't think no one do that. I would go after my shift. I would go in my backyard and go practice.
All of us did that, and that's like one of my favorite parts about this industry. It's the only job I've ever had where we do that.
Right after you do the job, after you finish, after you clock out the job. Like after you clock out, you want to go home and relax. We was practicing this shit. We trying to get better because eventually now we're like, this is very cool. This is very awesome. It's very unique. It's very different. It's very stylish. It's so much ways you can put it, like, you know, and it just coming from me, used to break dance and just a regular person. I wasn't no professional dancer like, Yummy or anything like those people, but like just seeing that from my experience of being breakdancing back in Jamaica and seeing meeting all these people, I was like, I can take this to another level. So yeah.
So that was your turning point.
Yeah, me meeting all these people and all the top guys and spinning, I was like, I see what those guys doing, what they can do, but I can do. They doing all these tricks that are tight as fuck, but they are not doing nothing break dance wise. I think I figured out the not experiment, what they call it, what those, when the scientists created the what they call it, the serum, or what the word I'm looking for, like, when there's scientists in the lab and they trying to we're trying to figure out the formula for a specific thing,
like the missing variable.
Yeah, exactly, like the missing variable, like the missing formula, and I'm like, ding ding ding, they found it. And when they find it, they like celebrate or whatever, or like, feel happy. That's pretty much me when I figure out I can incorporate side spinning with breakdancing, and I started practicing and it took off.
I think your discovery kind of rhymes with the periodic table of elements, because although you found one, it's crazy to see how many other people find other things, like martial arts, for example. I feel like the likes of Dijon and Peter Schmidt, they also found a component from the periodic table and was like, yo, this is magic right here. So that's cool to hear. That means that this is not made up. This is a real phenomenon that everybody's seeing.
Yes, pretty much.
I wanted to give Max a shout out, because that's more than being a CEO. That's being
Max.
A leader.
Exactly. Max. And guess what? Max is right now in Florida spinning right now as we speak.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he wants to, not because he have to. It's just, when I saw that, it makes me like, okay, he started it, he created it, so of course I understand it, but like, he doesn't have to do it, so why he's doing it? then we all come to the same conclusion because we love it. It's the way
Yeah.
the art.
Exactly.
When we first started it, we was like, damn, this is crazy and this is kind of cool. When you learn your first trick and you start learning more tricks, you be like, this is cool as shit.
Yeah. You realize that there's less people. How can I put this? There's more people that know how to do open heart surgery than know how to spin a sign on this caliber. In terms of difficulty, though, you can totally give this to a rocket scientist and they won't know what to do.
Exactly.
You can give this to a welder and they won't know what to do.
I guess the Elon, he don't know what to do.
Dude, yeah.
Probably trying to make the sign fly or some shit, but
there are less world-class science spinners in the world than world-class athletes like that. That's what really blows my mind. And I think we're in a unique time for science spinning too, because it's almost as if we're just commingling among the Tony Hawks and Rodney Mullins and Kareem Campbells, you know?
Rodney. Yeah, I'm definitely in the Rodney of science spinning, but yes, the Rodney Mullen.
Dude, it's.
I mean, at first, I guess you could say it was Matt Doolin, or no, you could say it was that. Wait, is that guy Justin?
Innovation maybe because Justin did define a lot of the things, like the way Rodney Mullen made the ollie or defined the ollie. Justin defined a lot of the tricks that we do.
Yes, so I guess that fits perfect with Justin. So I guess I'm just a 4-time champion, like
Tony Hawk, right? Tony Hawk's won a couple. Oh, you know who else won a couple? Nigel Houston.
What the fuck is that?
That dude. He was that a couple years back. That kid that had really long dreads and he was just smashing. And now he cut his hair. He's got all these tats now, but he still has he's still smashing in the skate world.
Oh, anyway. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
He's got multiple. And you know who else? Sheckler has multiple titles, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I actually watched Sheckler a lot when I first came to America.
Hell yeah.
I actually watched a lot of skate because those are the time where MTV Cribs and skating was really popular. Well, they was really popular and popping back then. They used to show it a lot. Now I don't see people don't skate as much now, like back in the day. I mean, they probably do. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I think it's because we're more involved in this sport now. Yeah. We're more occupied participating than watching.
Yeah, I mean, I see skaters, but I don't see them as I was used to back in the day. Because those times it was praised when it was a time where skating was like at its highest. I don't feel like it's there no more.
You're right. It does seem like there was
around those years, like Ryan Sheckler and all those around those years. Like I feel like it was at its peak, its highest. Yeah. It's like it was so much more. I don't know. There was so much more. I guess it was more people was more into it. I guess it was more. I don't know.
You know what replaced skating? Gaming. I see more gamers than skaters now.
Yes.
So
this is more fun too. You won't hurt yourself.
Yeah, dude. The only thing that will get hurt is your feelings.
Exactly. Your ego. Your feelings are your ego, but then you'll be over in a day. You'll be over in a few hours. You gonna go back to that game and go play that game again. Well, yeah.
So, shout out to Max for never making us do something the CEO himself wouldn't.
Yeah, I know. So he definitely did that, and yeah, I look up to Max a lot.
So what's your that whole thing is that concept, right? Like your superiors would never do something. Well, not never do something. Your superiors would never make you do something that they wouldn't or haven't done, and that's one of my favorite things about this industry outside of the camaraderie, because. I mean, I'm an only child, and this is the closest thing I've ever had to brotherhood, right? So, what is your favorite part of this industry?
I mean, I grew up in Jamaica, so I have a lot of friends and brotherhoods, like close friends. Like we grew up, since we were really young. So I had brotherhood growing up, but AArrow brotherhood is also amazing. It's different. It's like we don't know each other. We totally different strangers. We're a whole different. It's like we all from different planets or different Earth or different area, and we all come together and we all click all because of one thing, the sign.
Damn.
So it's so for me it wasn't the family thing at first. Of course, it was just the tricks and the stuff like that. Yeah. And the entertaining part, I guess because I used to break dance, I used to rap in high school. So and used to have the crowds yell for me and yeah, oh, so that feeling, it was oh yeah, it's the same thing. I can break dance again with sign spinning. It's the same thing on the street corner. It's just now I'm in front of way more people I'm seeing way more people or way more people seeing me than just one crowd see me, per day or whatever. I'm seeing 5,000 people see me. So it's me be able to break dance again but getting paid for it.
perspective.
And then eventually meeting the guys and the owners, and everybody was cool and, you know, collective and lovable and encouraging. And I'm like, you know, so it was pretty much all of that.
Do you have any advice for upcoming spinners, the noobs, the rookies,
The
new
newbies. I mean,
the new school?
like in what category? Like in what like
Well, maybe in terms of how to overcome their own challenges with being introverted, because that seems to be a recurring theme.
okay, yes, that's a thing where even when in Tampa and in the Florida days being a GM, I see that all the time, you know, like a lot of people are introvert. But like it go back to the same thing. A lot of people are introvert just because they off what they think of what other people think of them. It's always lead back to the same thing. It's just that same reason. That's how I felt. And of course, it could be something different for some other people, but from my experience, that's what I felt.
Yeah.
And so yeah, man, that's what I felt. So I was like, you have to get out of that mindset first. You have to get out of that thinking too much mindset. You are thinking too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not thinking about how to better your life, then you're thinking too much. When it's about sign spinning, you just out, you working. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's like people feel better if they work indoors than outdoors because of what other people think. You know, their parents might, it's not a good job. You should get a job that will pay you, give you 40 hours a week, and they'll give you, you know, dental health care and all the other stuff. But then, yeah, then you come dependent on other people. And I'm saying, like, I don't care about all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what America world is. The first world is so dependable. They want you to depend on everything. If they're not going to get their 401k, they're not going to get hired. If they're not going to get the dental, they don't want a job. If they're not going to get insurance, everybody want benefits.
Yeah.
My benefit is happiness.
You know, there's a term for that. I think it's called the golden handcuffs, where they keep you here, or they keep you at your job because it's like, well, what are you going to do about your retirement plan? What's up with your 401k? You really just going to leave these benefits behind? But the reality is, if you go chase the bag on your own, you find yourself in a position to be able to afford all of that yourself anyway.
And you learn a lot more, and you think more. You're more, your mind expand more, and you know what I mean. You think outside of the box. Those people think in the box, and then that's why. You know, so for those spinners, let's not get too off the topic. So those spinners, they should stop thinking too much about what other people may think of them.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of us, because like our parents always try and tell us what they think we should do, whether they should go to school, or we shouldn't go spin sign, we should all go to. Well, our parents, all of our parents want us to go to school.
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody can't go to school. Like, you go to school if you want to go to school. If you don't want to go to school, and you're going to school because your parents, you're fucking up.
I can't imagine anybody being happy doing something that they don't want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a big benefit.
Most people going to school. Or most people going to a job that they hate because they feel like they have to go to that job because like they can't do something as fun as sign spinning because it's not dependable. It's not AC like. You know, they're not, you know, I can use my bathroom. I don't have to use a gas station bathroom, or whatever reason it may be that they don't want to be sign spinning. They don't want to spin a sign because go to job fairs a lot and people are like, oh, I hate signs guys. I hate those guys. I don't want to do that job. But you here looking for a job though, right? And we got a job. It's like, oh, you hate those guys, but you over here looking for a job and don't have a job. And there's a lot of people who, when I'm spinning the corner, get a real job.
Oh, I love that shit now.
I love that shit. Motherfuckers be saying that shit in some beat up ass car. I'm like, in my head, I just laugh at them. When people flip me off nowadays, I just laugh.
Yeah, because they don't even know, dude. And that's do what best lesson there. Do what makes you happy. And on top of that, once you become the world's best at it, who can really tell you otherwise?
Yeah, exactly. Not everybody gonna like you. Like you can have a million fans. You know what I mean? It's going to be a million other people who don't like you. So what's he going to do? You're going to stop doing that because those motherfuckers don't like you or tell you should do something else, which is just because societies or your family member telling you to go to school or go to a job that's more beneficial. I'm like, yeah, I mean, if you try to like retire off that shit, yeah, but like if you're young, You shouldn't be thinking like that, dude. Like, you can always get a job.
Yeah, dude. Come on. How many opportunities are out here? And that's the craziest part to me. Out of all the opportunities out here, this is what we chose.
Exactly.
We're still here.
So, and we're still here. And the thing is, a lot of people too, a lot of people who, you know, work for AArrow probably still do and don't want no more. They would say they will never work for AArrow no more. And I will say that only because they had a bad experience with, you know.
Sometimes it's your peers, your coworkers.
Yeah, bad experiences. But for me, like, okay, I took a break from, I guess you could say I quit. I didn't quit. I didn't call Max or anything. I didn't quit. But I took a break from sign spinning for like 2 years.
Oh, dude, that's a big one. Yeah, I took one of those breaks too, but it was only for like maybe 3 months.
Yeah, I 3 years. And it wasn't, I don't want to get on this topic, but it was, I felt like I knew there's more I need to do with my life than just spinning signs. And not saying that sign spinning is not that. Where I'm going is where I'm tired of being broke. But even though sign spinning is not the thing that making us broke, because you can still have a nice job and still be broke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
I wanted to learn about financial intelligence and how to be financial intelligent and how to be financial free.
Yeah.
So I had a few issues with a few people, but with me having that issue, I didn't blame them. I didn't blame myself. Well, I guess I could blame myself, but I didn't blame them. I started thinking about where I want to see myself in a few years or 5 to 10 years. And yes, I would love to be spinning signs at age 40. But I don't want to be spinning signs at age 40 just because it's a job and I need to work. I want to be able to do it, be happy. So therefore, I started focusing more on how I can learn to leverage credit, how I can learn to, you know, do other stuff to be financial free later. Because you can get a better job that pays you more and you still gonna be broke, or you still can not be better if you don't know, if you're not financially aware about certain things. So that was my point. So that's the reason why I took that break. I was at a point where, okay, this happened and I'm not happy about that. So I need to do this for me and my family in the future. Well, I didn't have family at the time. Well, I had a girl, of course, but like, you know, I'm planning for the future. So pretty much that's the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that should supplement that advice on do what makes you happy. Like, also be mindful of what you're doing. So this isn't the thing that you depend on. Be mindful that this is the thing, like, this is just one of the many things that we do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, these probably give us that maybe the happiest moments, because, you know, we having so much fun and we're interacting with people, and the joy and the feeling it gives us is amazing. It's fulfillment. For me, whenever I make someone smile and wave, it made me feel good. Not saying like that's the reason I'm doing it. It's just I just made that motherfucker's day. He was just mad like 3 seconds ago until I did that Jamaica me crazy to a head spin or some shit, and then he started smiling and he felt better. I had people come up to me and be like, I have a shitty day, and I saw you out here dancing, having fun, you know, with something so, I guess, you know, stupid or similar with the sign, and I'm over here worrying about something that's like minimal, you know, so you make me feel better about my day. So now I'm like, if this guy can be happy being in the sun, spinning signs, and while I'm in my car in the AC crying about not having enough money to buy some red bottoms. Well, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like that's the type of, you know,
I never thought of it that way. Like, you can totally make somebody forget that they just got cut off 2 lights ago. You know, that's insane.
And so that's why we're still here, man. So after I took that break, I come back. Okay, so I took those breaks, invest some of my money, blah blah blah, and I was like, okay, I need to make some more money now. I save a good amount, but after a while, the savings go down. Especially if you invest it and spend it, eventually go down if you're not working as much. And so I was like, okay, I need to go make back some more money. I'm not gonna look for another job. I'm the 3-time champions. All I gotta do is just call. I'm available to work.
Where the hours?
Exactly. Where the hours? Job hours. That was the best. That was my thing. Even though I probably can't get 40 hours a week. I don't want to work 40 hours a week. So for those people who think they need 40 hours a week to be profitable or to live the life they want, they're fucking tripping.
True.
They're tripping. You don't need 40 hours a week.
Listen to him.
You don't need 40 hours a week. But if that's what you think you need, then okay. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care about that 40 hours. Can I work 3 days a week? Good. If I do the math for 3 days a week, I'll make this much. This is fine. That's all I need.
Also, you got to think like, what can you do to increase the value of your work rather than what can I do to donate more of my time?
Exactly. You can do so much more in AArrow, not just spinning signs.
Yeah, definitely. That's the other attractive thing about it is that you're not locked into spinning your entire career. There's a variety of different avenues you can take and a variety of different skill sets that you learn to make you more employable and more valuable.
Yeah, and that's why I became the GM. And Max saw that in me. He was like, you're very good at what you do, sign spinning wise. Your interaction skill is amazing. When I'm on the corner, when I'm with the spinners, he was like, "You the perfect fit to be a GM." And I never thought about it like that because at first, of course, I'm just trying to have fun. But when he breaks it down and put it to me like that, I was like, "You right." You know what I'm saying? It was like, I got a spot open for you, Tampa. I got a house, I got a car. All you gotta do is be the GM. I was living in his room at the time that he wasn't living in at the time because he had multiple houses. So I wasn't gonna say no to that. A brand new house and a nice car and in a different neighborhood that I've never been. Come on now.
Yeah, get a real job though.
Get a real job though. Wait, we pay taxes, so it is a real job. The fuck are you talking about? It's just because we're not doing the typical job that makes y'all miserable. I'm happy as hell spending my time. But anyways.
Last one for the spinning culture. What is on high rotation on your playlist when you're spinning?
High rotations. I listen to a lot of different music. So I will have different moods, different days. So if I want to start it slow or if I want to start it fast. And I encourage start it slow because if you start it fast, this is what I used to do. You'll be done in 30 minutes.
Yeah, just go sprint before you shift real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Same shit.
Just go do a 100-meter sprint before you do that 400-meter run and see how it turns out for you. So... So, what was the question again?
What's on high rotation?
Oh, yeah.
Like what's
so
typically
the music,
in your headphones?
The music, yeah. So I have a lot of dancehall, reggae. I have a lot of hip hop, of course. It can be mainstream or it could be what do you call it? Underground.
Yeah.
I have a few pops, but only for spinning wise. Because I have song on my phone where I save it on my Spotify, not because I like it for personal listen to. Like if I'm in my car ride, I wouldn't listen to it. But if I'm spinning, I like the beat, I like the melody, I like the way it goes perfect with my flow when it's spinning. So I would save it just to go spin to that song in the corner. So if I hear a song I like, I'm like that sounds like a good song to spin to in the corner. So anything like upbeat, like it could be. I guess now I listen to a lot of Afro beats because it's like upbeat, maybe dance to a lot of African dance and Jamaican dance. Yeah. Let me wiggle and do a lot of all that stuff, you know. So it's just like it makes me happy. Me dancing just makes me happy. So I just like find a playlist that have a banging beat, even if the song is trash. If the beat is banging and the flow is together, I will jam to it at work. I won't listen to it after work because that's not my cup of tea. Like I like substance and stuff in my music, but like I like to learn it from my music too. Like he just said a bar. I like that. Like I like that, you know. But I don't want to be like on that Molly or whatever. I don't care. On the corner, yes. At the party, yes. I would jam to that shit because that's that party music. That's that music that get you pumped. Yeah. But like when I'm chilling, I don't want to hear that shit. I want to hear my Nipsey Hussle, or I want to hear my Tupac, or I want to hear my Dizzy Wright, or I want to hear my Bob Marley, or I want to hear my whoever. It's just I want to when I'm listening to music, I want to my brain be free. But when I'm spinning, my brain is also free, but I'm listening to bullshit that jams out because of the beat.
I'm glad you brought that up because like I would never listen to Katy Perry on my off time.
No,
but man, on that corner,
yes.
Like,
got the eye of the tiger.
She knows what she's talking about.
She knows what she's talking about. When I heard that song, I was like, that's the song I want to spin to for my round in 2016. That was the song, the meaning, the words, and I'm gonna be the champion. You know?
I get it.
And we're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than the lion, cause I am a champion. Come on.
But you wouldn't catch me waking up to that, though.
Exactly.
Like,
you won't get me. No, but like,
I'm not starting my day like that.
Yeah, and no, not like that. I'm not starting my day like that. But that's a perfect song for a certain situation.
Yeah.
And it goes well with side spinning.
Last one. What's next? Are you retiring or are you going to continue setting records?
You know what? I thought about retiring, but I was like, why would I retire if I'm still in my prime? Which is crazy because I started science spinning at the age of about 18. 18. I'm fucking 30 right 31 right now.
So we all started relatively young then, because I think I was 20 when I started. So everybody's...
19. One of them is, yeah.
Yeah, kind of fresh out. Mm-hmm. High school, not...
High school, yes.
Yeah, not... I gotta be careful.
Yeah, we don't... Not fresh out of the pen. we don't do those stuff.
All right, well...
So, what's next? Yes, more championships. So, my thing is, let's go back to 2012 real quick. After I won my first year... 2013, it was like, you can never win again. Everybody was like, you will never win again. Laramie came close. Ray came close. So I was like, I put it to myself, I was like, I'm going to win again. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to win again. So 2012 passed, 2013 passed, 2014 comes. But guess what comes 2014? Not just me winning twice, but, you know, it was a whole bunch of trick created that year. There was a Jamaica Me Crazy. There was a whole bunch of trick created that year. That was the year I elevate side spinning. 2014, where I feel like I elevate side spinning higher, where like everybody has to do more inverts. That's how you need inverts to be good, but like it makes you step up an invert game.
Yeah, now your invert has to be better than the former.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
pretty much. And so now everybody's being more creative.
That was a question I wanted to ask you. Was like if you went into competition just to see where you stood, or if you went in there with intention to win. So
yes,
that's
every time. Every time I go there with intention to win. Of course, I don't win all the time, and I know why I don't win all the times. Because like you in your head too much. You gotta study your plays and what you did in the past that worked and that didn't work. And so for me, I got brain fog again. What was that?
We were going back to 2012.
Yeah, I remember that. But
and your intention to win every time.
Yes, my intention is to win every time. Cause I go there because I know I'm the best. Like after I won my first year, I was like, okay, I can elevate. I had more tricks. The tricks that I won with, I had more tricks in my belt. So I'm like, okay, I can do this again. I win once. They say I can do it twice, but I can do it twice. So I did it twice. Then I'm like, okay, if I can do it twice, I can do it 3 times.
How much of a shock was that third time? Or which one was more shocking, the second or the third? Because the second was like a fluke. Could it be a fluke? But then the third kind of confirms it.
I think the second was the one that... Yeah, it was the second because at first I was told that I would never win again because they will never let you win again.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Right, and I'm like, what do you mean they will never let you win? It's not up to them. I mean, yeah, they're the judge, but like if you perform better, then you gonna win. It's not about what the judge think. It was as if you just do better, you're just gonna win. That's what it is. If you do better than anybody else, you're gonna win. The years that I didn't win, what happened? I dropped the sign. I didn't perform well. And other guys did perform well, so that's why other guys win. Like take Mike Wright for example. He wasn't the best at like inverse or crazy tricks. Like yeah, his head spin was clean, his helicopter was clean, his tricks was clean, but he wasn't a competitive side spinner like me, Ray, or Doolin. You know, he was just a side spinner who spin for fun. That's like a free fall, I'm just spinning because
he's a really good corner spinner.
Exactly,
I know those types.
He's a very corner. So like when he won the comp, it wasn't that he won it because he did the craziest trick. He just came prepared and and execute his round better than everybody else.
Just clean, yeah.
He just
perfection.
Yes, and
yeah,
he just did better than everybody else. Everybody fucked up, and he did cleaner than anybody else. The way he came out with the suit and the idea, and he just executed the whole round that year, and he deserved to win that year, even though he wasn't, like a top tier spinner when it comes to like inverts and crazy tricks, So,
yeah. Well said. I know you gotta.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at the time, but I can come, bro. I can drop the car off and come back and finish this up, man. Like, cause like I feel like there's still more.
There is, because I noticed that every one of these topics ended up going down a rabbit hole.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do, man. I mean, I can put this on hold. I can totally pause this.
Yeah. So yeah, I was about to drop the car off, and I mean, I can Uber back, but like it's like close. Like, you know what I mean? You can pick me up.
Oh yeah, dude, I can pick you up. Where you gotta drop it off?
It's like right here in Burbank, but we're damn near in Burbank.
Yeah. For everybody who doesn't know, we gotta drop off a car real quick. So
yeah, a rental, and I realized I ain't fucking even vacuumed the inside too, so I'm sure.
Oh, dude, yeah. All right, so yeah, we gotta go, but
we'll be back.
Yeah, we'll catch you later. It was 2012, right? Yes. So from the date you hired in, it was 2 years in, and that was not only your first victory, but that was your first competition, right?
Mm-hmm. Ever.
Is that the first time that you were convinced you were going to win, or was that when you went just to see how you would stack up?
Okay, so that was my first comp, but I went there with the intention to win.
That's what it is. The intention to win. Yes. Okay. That's what I was looking for.
I went there with the intention to win. Even though it was my first comp, even though I knew there's a lot of guys who are great, but what a lot of those guys didn't know that I have a lot of banger tricks that they didn't know about. Which leads us back to the breakdown situation, because like it's like new to them. So like while everybody doing Thunder Smash, I'm doing Jamaica Me Crazy. Like, what the fuck is a Jamaica Me Crazy? I was the only one who could do it. I was the only one who could do a pop-off flare and a helicopter toss to a flare or a backflip toss. I was the first one to do all these stuff. So it's like, so yeah.
Did you go in with a round in mind? Like, did you have a routine developed, or did you go in freestyling?
Freestyling. So I look at it as I'm on the corner and someone have the camera out and says, do the best trick. Do it for the gram or do it for the YouTube. Like, do your best trick. 1 minute. What you got? Go.
Was that your same strategy for the other 3 championships too?
Yes.
Damn.
All the other years that I didn't win there with that strategy. And that's why I lost. Not saying I would win all those competitions, but if you put it like this, like if I perform well in all these competitions without no mess up, it's gonna be very hard to beat me. Especially if I keep on coming with new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that innovation is part of it. Because sometimes, as we've seen with other competitors, I don't even want to go there. Mm-hmm. It's going to start some shit.
Yeah, well, you ain't got to say name, but yeah.
Sometimes they'll repeat the same, I guess for lack of a better phrase, there won't be any innovation, but they did perfect the routine.
From the years over.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, that's its final form. Damn.
Yeah. But that final form is not actually the final form. It might be the final form to you because you don't think you can create nothing more, but it's actually more because I see that same final form becoming something more than what we were just talking about, the final form. Because now I see the final form is doing more, and it could be from me winning multiple championships, from seeing me becoming, like just doing this more than once, more than twice. It's like I believe in myself, and like people didn't, like I kept be innovative. I keep on creating new tricks. I keep on just being creative instead of just like better in my tricks. Because it's not like basketball where you have to like better your shot or better, for you to win. It's not like that. It's like how many tricks you can keep on creating without, running out. And I don't think no one can run out, but if you don't think outside of the box, then yeah. So that's why with my creative, with the breakdancing and sign spinning, it kind of help other people to do more with sign spinning mucho. Or it could be other people, Evan, he dance. Well, he dance way better than me, but like with my dancing and sign spinning is like way much better than his dancing and sign spinning. Because like mine comes together. But like because I'm a better sign spinner, of course. Like just a bit of controlling the sign. Evan still got a lot way to grow, which he did fucking great this year. But I just have a lot more control over the sign than him. And so therefore, me dancing with the sign, even though he's a better dancer, even though Mucho's a better flipper, I make it look way more tighter and cooler and more like synced and like perfect and more like mwah, like
there's more appeal to the sign spinning audience.
Exactly, and it's like it's so much more going on when I'm doing my trick until it's a crazy chicken. Oh, like if you're looking through it, it's so much detail that you have to see. Like, did you see he switched borders and now you see how he, so.
Yeah, I think that's a good example of the two disciplines coming in different ratios, right? Like in one sandwich, there is more peanut butter than jelly. And then in the other one, there's more jelly than peanut butter. One appeals to one audience more than the other. In much the same way, one routine appeals to the sign spinning community and the other appeals to the dance community.
Yeah. So back to the final step. It never be final because like you can always look. Justin created how much tricks? Over 1,000 tricks. Like how many years ago? And like we are still creating tricks to this day.
Yeah, that's what it also blows my mind. I keep thinking that this is it. That's we've concluded how many different directions and rotations you can flip or spin a sign, and then somebody ends up doing something else, and it's because all it takes is for somebody else with a different background than all of us to come with it. If Mucho really takes side spinning serious, dude, with what he can do with all that acrobatic stuff, man, he could be unstoppable. I mean, of course he do it for fun. He's amazing, but like his skill of being so acrobatic and so balanced and he can like do all his flips. If he managed how to spin the sign way better or have a better handle of the sign, he can be way better than me. Well, I won't let him be that because I always keep on creating and try to, outdo myself. But I'm just saying I always try to outdo myself and do better than myself. That's why I'm 4-time because like they say I couldn't win 2 times and I fucking did it 4 times, so I can do it again. So that's what him. He can beat me or he can be as good as me or even better than me if he take it as serious as me. Side spinning, the whole. When I was coming up, I took it really serious. So like like for him, it was all his other things. It was all his other things that went on in his life. But me, he was just sign spinning. All I had was just sign spinning. I used to learn how to break dance. I still know how to break dance. So let's just do this shit. But like, he can like, or anybody else too who's better at break dancing than me, or better at, some ninja, some karate, some Brazilian jiu-jitsu, whatever. It could be so much different acrobatics or so much different form of flips or whatever, like it will always grow. It will always elevate. Like, yeah, we might run out of ways to flip the sign back and forth, but it will be different ways where you can like do different tricks and how you can land different tricks and how you can start different tricks and different bodies where you can put the sign. Like, okay, we spin the sign with our hands now. Where can we use the, what else part of our bodies we can use with the sign, which is what I'm going with. Like Maduna have that trick where he does the guitar swing, but then he uses his head to like. Yeah.
that shit is tight
The
as fuck.
doggy door.
Yeah. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you being creative. And Matt Dillon is very creative. Like, he's very creative. You know what I'm saying? So, like stuff like that is what I'm saying. Like, you just have to pretty much outthink yourself and go into a creative box and try to think outside of. Because if you don't think outside of that, then you will never be able to be better than what you are right now.
Yeah, I get it. The entry, the way you get into it is just as important as the trick itself. Even the exit or the way you finish the trick. Again, going from the Thunder Smash being a finishing trick to turning into a Jamaican Me Crazy, where it's the continuation of something else now. Mm-hmm. Now it's like finishing. You know, Jacob Vega introduced me to the theory where every trick, every banger, every finishing move can be comboed. And so that's right in line with that philosophy. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys have spoken, but if you haven't, then that's a good example of parallel thinking. Yeah,
after having that spin session with Vega in Vegas, Vega in Vegas. After having that spin session, because we was were you there? We was in the back of the office spinning. It was me doing it. Yeah, we were all of us spinning, and a lot of trick I saw him doing. I told him, like, dog, you remind me of myself. Like, you think just like me. Like, and I'm telling him, like, dude, you gonna become a champ real soon.
Yep.
But a lot of trick that he showed me, he didn't do in a comp.
I think that's a testament to the pressure of being around your peers and executing there on the world platform rather than being on your corner or in your backyard.
Yeah. Because if you see someone do really well, like, damn, that guy is just fucking great. Like, how the fuck I'm gonna beat that? Even though you probably can.
Your head too.
Even though you probably can. Even though you probably can, but now it fucks with your head because, like, you thinking about the wrong thing.
Yeah, you are no longer on that singular focus on your routine anymore.
And that's what made me not place second and third those years I didn't win. Because I'm okay with not coming first. But if I don't fucking come second or third, I'm pissed. Well, because I told Matt Dillon this, like, look, if I'm not first, I'm second. That's how I feel, you know? But, like, I'll take third over fourth. I got fourth 2 times. I got fifth. I got a sixth. What the fuck? I was mad about that shit. I was pissed.
Still top 10, though. I mean, a
lot
of people would be content with that.
I know, it's still top 10. And I think I was the only champ that ever remained in the top 10 and never falls out the top 10. Because I think Ray, Laramie, and Matt Dillon placed out of top 10 before in their previous years. Like, they placed like 12, 13 before, 11 before instead of top 10. I think I'm the only one who ever placed in the top 10. Like, champ that ever. I'm the only one who never placed less than 6. Is what I'm saying. Is it 6 or 7? One of those numbers. I don't remember. I can't actually remember what I was actually talking about like a few minutes ago.
We went on
the Jacob Vega. When I saw Jacob Vega in Vegas, we were spinning Jacob Vega. I remember spinning Jacob Vega in Vegas. And I told him he spin like me.
The Office.
The Office, yeah. We was back there talking about him spinning. And I remember him saying he can be a champ if you think it's serious. But he didn't do what I saw him can do in a comp because he probably...
The pressure.
It could be the pressure peers. Or he wasn't certain that he could land those tricks clean. I think we were somewhere around there. So we're getting back to it.
Sometimes the wind changes up on you.
Yes.
Right? Before you start your round, you're like, shit, now I can't throw it in that direction.
And if you and that's why I don't go with a routine, because if somehow you mess up one thing, it fucks up your whole thing.
And then you end up freestyling anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So I just go freestyle. Like, I just go do my best tricks.
So that seems like the thing to do now. Man, that's kind of...
It's better to freestyle. Because look at Zach. I feel like Zach freestyle every year. Because but he might have routine, but like the way he spins, coming from me personally, I don't think he really, like, yeah, he worked on something, like, I think he perfected skill to where he can like freestyle and do a bunch of crazy shit just like me and still place high or still perform well. Because because he's really clean and sharp.
Yeah.
Like, especially this year. This year is the best he ever. This year was the best year we both ever performed. Because I got a perfect score.
Yeah, that one was a hard one to call. Mm-hmm. Like, even on my own personal score sheet, it was like I had a hard time. I would have called it a spinoff.
Yeah, right. I want to spin my second round. I was mad they didn't let me spin my second round because I had a perfect score and no one beat it.
I was gonna say like once you're,
but I was like, I still want to go because I have so much to. I have a few more new tricks. I want to boom because my second round I didn't perform well because I messed up. So I'm like, okay, for my final I need to perform, do what I can do what I do every day, and so I can place first or second, so I can see where I'm at. And then I can use that to see what I'm gonna do in my second round. So I do all my stuff that I can do, that I do in my previous years. My head spin, pop off to the kick, to the all my stuff. But after that, yeah.
So you are gauging your competition. I know one of the things that we were talking about was your favorite part about the industry. You don't have any plans to retire.
Because it's not an age limit with this.
Yeah.
It's not like I have to retire at 40 because like I can't play in the league no more. Who says I can't play in the league no more? I'm still gonna be this size and this height at 40. Like I'm not getting any bigger. Like yeah, I might gain a little bit more muscle, but like I'm not getting to the point where I can like handle my body weight.
Yeah, that's when it
and
gets
I stay
there.
physical.
Yeah,
I play sports. I play ball in the backyard, and I walk with my son every day. And plus, I got 2 kids. So, I got 1 kid, but another one on the way. And so, like,
yeah, that'll
I have
keep
to stay
you
fit. I have to stay fit because my son he wanna run around, and I have to stay fit. And I'm like, I just smoked. I'm like, God damn it, I'm all tired and shit. So now that I have a kid, I'm like, I'm getting older, and I'm getting older in age, and I could be losing my strength, but they're getting older in age, and they're gaining their strength. So therefore, I have to stay young, and so me spending on the corner twice a week helps. I don't have to go to the gym.
Yeah, that vitality. I was reading some. I wish I could pronounce it, but I was reading a book, and it was about the Japanese secret to longevity and happiness, right? And one of the things was to find I don't want to say find your purpose, but find something that you do, and then don't stop doing it. Because if you do stop doing it, that's when you stop living.
Was that Bob Proctor or no? Who said that? There's somebody who said that. I heard that before.
It's.
Where I read it.
I would Google it, but I'm afraid that if I play the sound, like how to pronounce the word, it won't come out of our headphones, or it will come out. And you know what? I guess that does mean something. If it comes out of our headphones, all right, let me just.
If you do something you love, I think I heard that saying before. I did hear that saying before, because I follow a lot of those people on social media. Like I try to stay away from the negative stuff on social media and follow all the positive stuff, because like I'm trying to be positive in my life.
Are you ready for this?
Wait, how long is this? Oh, it's short.
Yeah. Ikigai.
The fuck is that?
Ikigai. Okay, so Ikigai is the word I was looking for. It's the concept that it refers to the intersection of these 4 things, right? Well, it's really like 8, but the bigger picture here. Okay. It's what happens when what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for intersect, right? So the idea is if you combine those things, right, you end up with Ikigai, where if you stop, like there's no retiring, right? It's because it's what you do. And so for as long as you do what you do, like you're going to stay, I don't know, I guess it's the best example of if you don't use it, you lose it.
Pretty much, guys. Like, look at Jay-Z. He ain't retired. He's still putting drop album. Nas, he ain't retired. He's still putting out album. Like,
damn, yeah.
And I'm like, they have other rappers who are younger than them and retiring. I'm like, okay, I guess they feel they reached their peak, but that's them put themselves in a box. But those other guys, they still going. Like, you making grown man music now. Like, we're in an era where you're making grown man rap music. It's not the same booger like back in the day.
Not that bubblegum shit.
Like Jay-Z and Nas, like the shit they rapping about nowadays is totally different what they were rapping about back in the day. It's like some deep shit, like some. I mean, Nas always have fucking substance, always deep, but like, cause they're on a path where they're making so much money and they invest so much money. They talking more about investing and more about
life insurance and shit.
No, it's talking more about like instead of the negative stuff that all the other rappers talk about, they give you game. They talk about other stuff.
Yeah,
like I guess like life, experiences. I guess instead of like rapping about what I see somebody else do, I'm gonna rap about the positive that I do or that I see in the community of me growing or being an entrepreneur or me being a businessman or me being, because they both make a whole bunch of money on investment or smart investment, so like they could retire, but they ain't retire. They have all the money, they ain't retired, they still working, they have billions, they still working, so it's like, why would they stop?
Their icky guy.
They find an icky guy, just like I guess Elon Musk and Bezos. They find an icky guy. I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They don't need to figure out no more. They can fucking retire and just fucking quit and just like, I'm rich. But I don't think that's what they're looking for. It's not just about the money.
Yeah.
Because if it was, they would have quit already.
Yeah, they're definitely pursuing human endeavors by going into space. Because that is kind of like the last ocean we could explore. You know what I mean? And I guess
they need to explore the ocean first.
Yeah.
It's on Earth.
Fix it, more importantly.
You're right, it's fuck.
That garbage patch isn't exactly...
right? The fuck, but they want to fly and go to... Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Let's go back to our topic.
Yeah, I suppose the last thing we were talking about was just the journey from the first to the fourth, and which one was the most surprising. Yeah, I think the 2012 was the most surprising. Because I wasn't surprised this year, and I wasn't surprised when I won 3 times. I wasn't surprised. I mean, like, I got emotional. I cried because, like, I knew I could do it. I knew I could, like, do it, So it's just the fact that I actually did it, it makes me have a tear of joy, which everybody have, if you win the basketball game or if you win, the championships, like, emotionally, like, not everyone cry, but, like, someone feels that tear of joy. Yeah, I mean, it's everything you work towards, Yeah, pretty much. So I thought my first year I won, I feel good. I wasn't surprised. Because, like I said, I have the intention to win, go there to win. My second year, I think, is the one that actually, because it actually opened the gate of, oh, fuck, nigga, I can do it again. Like, it's possible now. Yeah, say like, shit, I lost $100,000, but I made it back the next day. You don't care about losing $100,000 again because you can make it back the next day. Yeah, that mindset, like, so like that's the mindset I had going into it, and so like the 2014, after I won that comp, I knew anything was possible. Anything is possible. Oh yeah, that's when that Katy Perry kicked in too. That's right. Don't you I did that too. Yeah. So after that 14, man, it opens my eyes a lot because there was a lot of naysayers and it was a lot of people was like, you were never gonna win again. And I was like, I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna do this again. I'm like, and I was like, why did anyone? I looked at myself and was like, why did anyone win again? And I saw what I saw in my eyes. Everyone who won got cocky and didn't perform well the next year. Yeah, every one of them. I could see that. Yeah, that's what I saw from me. That's what we were talking about in the warehouse right now too. Yeah, from me checking my tapes like the players. I'm checking my tapes. I'm doing my homework pretty much because like everybody thinks it's a fun and game. And the reason why I'm 4 times because like I do my homeworks, dude. Like. When I was there, I peeped out what I need to peep out to understand what I need to do to get where I need to be at. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so after I saw that, after they told me I couldn't do it and I did it,
it told me I can do fucking anything I want in the world, which is that's pretty much how Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk felt when he fucking, figured it out with a Tesla or PayPal or whatever, whatever. It's like,
yeah, if you can strike gold once, you can do it again.
If they can strike gold once, you can do it again, dude. You just gotta do your homework. What did you do that worked, and what you didn't do that didn't work? If I say that right, what did you do that worked, and what didn't work that you didn't do?
Yeah.
If I'm saying that right.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. Like what worked and what failed.
Pretty much, the short way, what worked and what failed. And so you do what worked and you don't do what failed. So but like people only and that's why when you win, they say you don't really learn nothing from winning, because like you win and you think you're the shit, and then the next year come and then you're not the shit because you lost. Yeah. Because like you don't learn from winning, you learn from losing. And that's why if you only see win and if you only saw, I won, I did great this year, but didn't saw that you didn't won the previous years, I didn't do as great, then you're fucking up, because you need to see what you did, what you didn't do, or what you did, and what you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to see what you do to fuck up and why you didn't win or place where you placed, and then you need to see what you did to win. And then you need to like sit with yourself and I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do and focus on this, and you hit goal again. Like, damn. After the second time, it won't surprise you no more.
Yeah, because you got the recipe figured out. Yeah.
After my second time winning, I knew I could do it again. From my elevation of spinning, from me still being creative, and not reach a point where I can't, pass.
Yeah, that plateau.
Like 2014. I raised that plateau super high, and then like everybody pretty much had to catch up. They all had to catch up pretty much, not because I'm 2 times, but like the level of my tricks, I like elevate side spin to where not that you have to go inverted, but everybody wants to go inverted because like it's an element like demand now. Yeah,
it's a critical component.
Yeah, in high demand. We're like you might not be acrobatics or whatever, but you would want to learn an invert just cause Kadeem make it so fucking cool or whatever. He makes it, he elevates that shit, and then now everybody's coming and trying to hit that. And people flew past and do good, but like they'll always come back down because like. It could be life experience or whatever happens, but like I always stay at the same spot where like if I do it once, I can do it twice. If I do it twice, I can do it 3 times. If I do it 3 times, I can do it 4 times. Right? And if I can accomplish that in side spinning, I can accomplish anything in life because it's the same things apply, the same thing goes. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you want to chase your dream or whatever, you just have to keep on doing what you want to do and believe in yourself and make sure you have a goal and make sure you have a system that works for you and not works for somebody else who's telling you that would never work.
If you can do all that with the sign, imagine what you can do with the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. Imagine what you can do with your brain if you start using it the right way.
Yeah. I think that's a solid place to wrap this up. That was super insightful. Good to hear from the 4-time world champion.
Oh yeah, man. 4 times. No more Mr. R.I.P. 3 times. But yeah, man, it's just you gotta keep pushing, gotta keep going, even when the going ain't going, homie.
That reminds me of a phrase from the Boondocks. He asked his grandpa, what do you do when it feels like there's nothing you can do? What was it? He said, what do you do when you can't do nothing and there's nothing you can do about it? And he told them, you do what you can.